we'll have Caleb's picks and bets. As Caleb, are you willing to say that your season has been at best average when it comes to picks?
Not average. It's been terrible. It has been so unpredictable. This is one of my worst years. I'm going to have to rethink my method going forward. It has not been a successful method this year.
If not for my 3 time zone rule with the Big Ten, would you be, how bad would you be?
I bought into your 3 time zone rule and then missed on all of them last week.
Last look brought to you by Campbell Cunningham Taylor Knott.
To visit cctis.com. The information you need is easy to access, and setting an appointment is as simple as clicking the tab. Doctors Campbell, Cunningham, Taylor & Hahn, and Eye Care Optical at cctis.com. Simply the best.
All right, Caleb, let's get to your picks. What do you got, sir?
All right, so all the games this week that I'm required to pick, because I require myself to make picks, are SEC games. Funny enough, because there are no top 25 games not involving Big Ten teams or not involving SEC teams, Dave. So, but then I'll give you my best bets, and they're all a little bit different. So we'll start with Florida at Texas. I think Florida, they're 22.5-point underdogs. We just spoke about this. I think they cover. I think Texas has some fundamental issues, and I think Florida's going to cover at Texas. And I think those fundamental issues will lead to Florida scoring a decent enough bit. So I take the over 47 as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say
that's crazy.
Yeah, I just don't imagine Florida winning a game. It's too good a theater for them to put out that letter via Twitter. And
I didn't say they're going to win. I said they're not going to lose by 22.5.
They're going to get killed. All right, what do you got next?
Georgia at Ole Miss. I think Georgia covers a 2.5-point spread, and I got the over 55. Whenever Georgia has to play hard, they play hard, and I think they'll beat the brakes off Ole Miss, honestly.
I agree with that. Who's next?
Vanderbilt at home against South Carolina. South Carolina is a 5.5-point favorite. I say take Vanderbilt plus 5.5 and take the over 45. I think Diego Pavia is going to, at home, is going to give South Carolina some trouble. There's a clear difference this year between Vanderbilt at home and Vanderbilt on the road. And at home, they are actually dangerous. So I don't know. Maybe that construction just throws teams off. So, you know.
I never thought anybody would speak the words that you have just spoken out of your mouth.
Did you think
playing Vanderbilt at home is tough?
I didn't think I would either. But
I can't argue with it. All right, what's next?
All right, before I get to Tennessee, the big one of the weekend, Alabama at LSU. I'm taking Alabama to cover the 2.5-point spread. I've lost all faith in Brian Kelly in big games. I think he chokes way too much. I'm going to take the over 58.5. I think Brian Kelly has lost his defense. He's made too many obvious defensive mistakes this year, and he's supposed to be a defensive guy. So I think Alabama covers. I say take the over. I'm going to say Alabama wins this one like 35-28.
I'm going to take LSU because our guy Kyle is from Louisiana, the Louisiana area, and he's in charge of Double D piping. So who you got next?
Okay. Very great, astute analysis there.
Thank you.
Oklahoma's 2.5.
By the way, did you see Nick Saban say they brought him out this big breakfast spread, and you know he only eats oatmeal pies for breakfast? Did you know that?
I did not know that, but
yes, he only eats, and so they bring him out this huge breakfast spread on College game day, and he goes, "What's all this crap?" But he didn't say crap live on the air talking about, and it looks delicious. It's like maybe you should open up your taste buds a little bit. All right, what's next, Caleb?
It reminds me of when Lee Corso was about to pick, and he goes, "F it." He said it.
F that, and F you, and F everybody.
All right, so next, Missouri and Oklahoma.
Godspeed to Kirk Herbstreit's dog. Go ahead.
Yes, that's a tough decision. I know you had to do that last year. It's the toughest decision you have to make, I'm sure, sometimes. Missouri and Oklahoma.
I'm very fortunate because I feel certain that my current dog will outlive me. What do you got next, Caleb?
Missouri, Oklahoma. I say take Missouri plus 2.5. I can't believe they're 2.5-point underdog, so I'm going to take them plus 2.5. But take the over 41.5. I think they'll score enough on Oklahoma, and I'll take the over in that game.
That's crazy.
Nah, I think those are two teams headed in different directions. I like Oklahoma to win outright in a low-scoring game. Caleb?
Interesting. Okay. All right. So these are my best bets, and I'll give you the Tennessee game. My over of the week. Clemson, Virginia Tech. Take the over 53. I think there's going to be a lot of scoring in that one.
Really?
That's crazy.
I do. Clemson's defense is terrible, and Virginia Tech does have a good offense. They just have a coach with 2 brain cells. So there's that. All right.
You can get 2 earrings. The Fire Opals, Rick Terry Jewelry Design, rickterryjewelry.com. They want to be your jeweler looking for affordable game day jewelry. The Fire Opals, a Tennessee tradition. Go, Caleb. What do you got?
Notre Dame, Florida State. I'm taking the under 42.5. I think this will be up.
I'm going to go. This is my upset special. Florida State is going to beat Notre Dame straight up.
You think they're going to beat Notre Dame straight up?
What's the spread? What's the spread?
I didn't look at the spread. That was just my under.
You didn't even look at this for yourself.
Notre Dame's favored by 26.
Yeah, this is a Florida State cover. It's a Florida State win outright. Take the money line. What's the money line?
Notre Dame, Florida State money line is plus 1870. You could get a big payout, Dave. You know what? Just for some good money, I might do it. Why not? You know,
it's $10 between friends. All right, Caleb, what's next?
Yeah. All right, so up next, we're going to look at my cover of the week, and you're going to disagree with me, Dave. My 2 covers, the underdog cover. I got Florida plus 22.5 at Texas. I don't care. I think that's your best underdog cover of the week. Florida plus 22.5.
That's crazy.
Nah, Texas. No, I think they're going to play really well. I think the disruption at quarterback probably had a bigger effect on them than we mentioned at the time. Even though it was to a pretty good quarterback in a Manning, it still was a disruption there. It can hold up your.
And I think that disruption is still holding it back. That's my take.
Okay. All right. Who's next? Tennessee?
2 more and then Tennessee. But my favorite cover of the week, the team that's favored that will cover, Penn State. They're 12.5-point favorites against Washington. It's the 3-time zone rule. They're at home against Washington, and Washington's not a top 10 team, so Penn State's going to do the
3-time zone rule.
You suck, you jackass.
What are you talking about? I've never even heard of anything like that.
You're the one who brought it up. Wait, so you disagree? You think Washington covers at 12 points? You think Washington won't lose by more than 12?
Yes.
At Penn State, no, Penn State's favored in this game. What does Penn State do? They always look good when it's not a big game. So
I think James Franklin leaves the field, and instead of screaming, "What's your name? What's your name?" to heckler, he says, "Can you play? Can you play?" Because we need help.
Wow.
All right.
Well, my super dog of the week before Tennessee is I don't go as all out as you do. Maybe I should because I'm as bad anyway on my bets, and at least I could have a chance at a big payout to make the money back. But I'm going to do a safe super dog. Colorado's favored by 4 at Texas Tech. I think Coach Prime and Colorado lose to Texas Tech. I'm not sure they can handle the success they're getting right now.
Hey, now. I agree with that. All right. Who's next? Tennessee?
And finally, my Tennessee pick of the week. I'm still going. This is just my go-to, and it's been failing, and it failed last week, but I don't care. Tennessee minus 24.5 against Mississippi State and the over 61.5. I think points galore in this one, baby. Love the points.
Okay, I'm going to drop my pick in the chat. If you would like to give it a read, we would encourage that. But I don't think this is close. I think Tennessee's coming together at the right time. And I will tell you this. I think Tennessee wins this football game by an easy margin because they realize the importance of getting guys a rest before the Georgia game, 48-9. And if I could change it, I'd probably go 48-6.